Hey guys, yo, what's up? I'm here to talk. For those of you that watch World Wrestling Entertainment, you notice that Roman Reigns has been under a lot of pressure and kind of a lot of dishonor. And it's nothing against Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns wants to be the guy that beat Brock Lesnar. But here's the thing. The last 3 years, Roman Reigns is trying to beat Lesnar, has ultimately failed. Not saying Roman Reigns could do the job, but Roman Reigns is one of the only guys that gave Brock Lesnar a fight each time. I admire Roman Reigns' courageousness. But here's the thing. Roman Reigns has got to watch it, because he's under a lot of fire with the situation between him and Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns has publicly went outspoken on the situation pertaining to Brock Lesnar's future with World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, Paul Heyman has put out some really bad hints about the fact that the WWE wants Lesnar to defend the title, the Universal Championship, within the next 3 pay-per-views. But Paul Heyman is trying to get on the lines of him trying to return back to the UFC, where he has made a name in the UFC. He's looking to fight for a title. And since Lesnar will be 40 this year, Lesnar's time is slowing down. And Lesnar's not worried. Lesnar's one of those guys that likes to inflict pain on other people at his own expense. My opinion about how Lesnar is handling the situation, I think Lesnar is just sitting back and looking at Roman Reigns and laughing at him. That's what the classic Lesnar would do. The Lesnar doesn't give a damn about opportunity. Lesnar wants just to fight whenever the hell he feels like it or whenever he wants to, and he gets some Percocets along with it. What I mean by that is he gets away with a lot of things, because due to the fact that he's part-time. He wrestles when he wants to wrestle. He fights when he wants to fight. It is all due to his advocate, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is a snake. I don't like Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is a snake. And I will tell you why he's a snake. Heyman doesn't give a crap about the WWE. Lesnar does not want nothing to do really with WWE now that he's the top dog. After he beat Goldberg at this past WrestleMania, and he beat Goldberg. He did beat Goldberg. He beat Goldberg within convincing fashion. He's held that belt. He's held that belt for almost a year, and no one's been able to beat him. Why am I saying that? He is the only guy from the Ruthless Aggression era that will fight when he chooses to. And Roman Reigns feels that's disrespectful. And Roman Reigns went out on Twitter and tweeted about how he feels disrespected by it. Now, the WWE is very, very strict about how their employees use social media to get a cry out. It's been said many times that a lot of the superstars got suspended for their outspoken testimony on social media, mainly referring to Twitter. Twitter is where all of them go out and say what they have to say on Twitter, and they get severely penalized for it. Now, why would they go on Twitter? Because they don't want to do this shit on Facebook or Instagram. Twitter is the best way to get your things off your mind. I've had to do that on Facebook and everything, and I got a lot of people to hate me, and they unfriended my ass, but I don't care. If you can handle what I got to say, and you want to come up and get offended on my status, I'm going to personally see to it that you will no longer be my friends list. I've had to delete a lot of negativity lately. I've had to, but that's besides the point. Roman Reigns, in my opinion, I understand where you're coming from. You've had opportunity after opportunity, but what Bobby Lashley said the other night, he thinks and believes Roman Reigns does not deserve another shot after he's lost to him 3 years in a row. Now, the reason why WWE is allowing Roman Reigns to lose to Brock Lesnar 3 years straight is because eventually down the road, they want Lesnar to keep the title until a certain pay-per-view. I've been reading a lot about this on several wrestling sites. What their plan is, even though Lesnar is getting contract negotiation issues with the company, I can understand why Roman Reigns wants a shot at Lesnar again. But will Roman Reigns get a shot at Lesnar? Personally, I may be wrong, but I'm just saying, I'm spitballing this. I personally think he's not. Because he can't put up a fight with Lesnar. He can. Lesnar's a freak of nature. He is indestructible. He is the beast incarnate. He's a number of things. But there is a guy that can beat him, probably. In my opinion, I think that guy's going to be Bobby Lashley. Even though Bobby Lashley's not been in WWE for a while and he came back, I think this is Bobby Lashley's chance to prove to everybody that he can hang with the best of them. Now, in my opinion, he can. In my opinion, Bobby Lashley's the bigger guy and he can destroy Roman Reigns. Nothing against Roman Reigns. How you doing? In my opinion, could he possibly beat Roman Reigns? Yes. Hey, Janelle. Do I think that he could beat Roman Reigns? What's up, Joey? All right. Do I think that he could beat, that he can somehow beat Lesnar? Do I think that Lesnar can be beaten? Yes, there's always a way to beat somebody. There's always a way. You just got to find it. Lashley would have a better fight with Brock Lesnar more. Now, I've been dreaming about that match ever since Lashley returned. I think that's the reason why Lashley returned. Lashley wants a shot at Brock Lesnar. There's been a lot of people that have lost to Brock Lesnar lately in the last several pay-per-views. Okay? Samoa Joe's gotten beaten by it. Braun Strowman, The Undertaker, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Triple H, The Undertaker. The list goes on. Lesnar has destroyed a lot of people in his path. Even the likes of John Cena, Randy Orton. Okay? Triple H, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns a few times, Dean Ambrose. He's beaten Seth Rollins. No, he did beat Seth Rollins. No, let me take it back. He did beat Seth Rollins. I don't know. He's beaten Kane, The Big Show, Mark Henry. The list goes on. A number of guys stepped up to Lesnar lately in the last couple of years, and they got shot down. The only man I think that could probably put up a better fight than all the other opponents that Lesnar's had. Now, all the guys that Lesnar's faced are guys, a couple of them are older than him, a couple of them are younger than him. And they have the same strength match as they do with themselves. The one guy I think that would put Lesnar away and be more of a fight would be Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, in the last couple of weeks, last month and a half, has shown to everybody that he can hang with the best. Now, Bobby Lashley has main evented a few pay-per-views in his day before he retired, before he left. Okay, there's been a few guys he's beaten. There's also a few guys that he's lost to as well. Now, do I think Bobby Lashley could beat Brock Lesnar? Yes. I think, personally, Lesnar would get beat by Lashley. Why do I say that? Think about it. Lashley and Lesnar are identical in strength, quickness, and capabilities. Why do I think Lesnar can be beaten by Bobby Lashley? Power versus power. Lashley is a lot more stronger than Roman Reigns. Nothing against Reigns. Reigns is a powerhouse himself. But there's guys that can also power strength with him too, like Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Do I think Bobby Lashley can beat Strowman? Bobby Lashley has faced a lot of bigger men. He's a big dude. But do I think that he can beat Lesnar? Yes. Strowman can beat Lesnar if he had tried to. Goldberg can beat Lesnar. But Lesnar beat Goldberg back 10 years later. About 13 years later. Let's see what happens in the Extreme Rules when Bobby Lashley's victorious. And I think Roman Reigns needs to calm down a little bit. He needs to bring the bar down a little bit because he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful with what he says. He's got to be careful with what he does because he's already been suspended before. He can get suspended again if he's not careful. He's got to be careful with what he says. This is a PG-rated show, but they're starting to bring back some old bargs, as you would say. Tune in to Extreme Rules. I think, if y'all think Lashley can beat Roman Reigns, raise your hand. I perfectly, honestly think and know Lashley is going to have Roman Reigns by the balls. Extreme Rules.